guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm filming with the Natasha Denona Midi Pastel palette. So if you guys want to see a eye look, here's some first impression thoughts, see some swatches and know if this palette is tan girl friendly, then just keep watching. If this is your first time on my channel, first of all, have you been living under a rock? No, I'm just kidding, you guys. I just want to say welcome. Thank you guys so much for watching. I like to focus on tan girl friendly makeup here on YouTube because when I first started watching YouTube, when I started getting into makeup, I had the hardest time figuring out if things would work on my skin tone. And let me tell you, pastels are notorious for looking a little bit weird on my complexion. So I had to do it. I had to buy this one for the science. But if you like tan girl friendly makeup, if you want to see me talk about the latest makeup here in the beauty space, then this is the place for you. Highly recommend subscribing, turning on that bell so you're notified every time I post, because I pretty much post every day, so you get a ton of content from me. And without further blabbering, let's get into it. Okay, so I'm really excited. This literally just arrived. I just have been checking my tracking all day long, and I was gonna start cleaning my kitchen, and I was like, oh my gosh, let me just go check, see if the FedEx guy left my package, and I could see the FedEx van, and I was like, oh yeah, the makeup gods have bestowed the goodness of a Natasha Denona palette on me. So this is what the packaging looks like. I literally haven't even opened this yet. So let's look at it. Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. It's like a matte packaging and I haven't even opened this yet. Oh my goodness, it is so adorable. So this is what the inside looks like. Now let me tell you a little bit about this palette really quickly, and I will also insert swatches and close-ups so you guys can get a good look at this product. A palette bursting with lush, inspiring colors, from playful pinks and yellows to delicate purples and blues. Anything but ordinary, the Pastel Eyeshadow palette's unique color story offers buildable intensity for everything from subtle to statement looks. Go monochrome with the same pastel shade in different tones, or use the palette to add a pop of pastel to an otherwise neutral eye. The only limit is your imagination. Whatever you choose, all formulas in this palette blend seamlessly for long-lasting, effortless pro-level looks. 15 shadows, 0.04 ounces, or 1.28 grams. The palette is made in Italy, and all the ingredients and everything is listed on the back. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed the close-up of the palette and the swatches. I'm so excited to play with this. So let's go ahead and get into it now. Okay, so I'm definitely inspired by my daughter's outfit today. She's wearing this really pretty like minty green color, and there's some really pretty greens in this palette. So I think I'm gonna go with that. There's also this really pretty yellow shade called Limoncello, which is like the color of my tank top. So honestly, the possibilities are endless, but I'm gonna go into the shade Brisk, which is that really pretty like seafoam color. And I did prep my eyes with a white eyeshadow base, so hopefully that'll help, because let me tell you, there are some reviews of this palette because I think it launched in Europe first, and so some people were able to get a hold of it sooner than we were in the US, and they were saying that this palette was really quite tough to work with, so I'm a little bit worried. But I also love Natasha Denona, so I feel like even if I can't make this palette work well on its own, I can always pair it with some of her other palettes, because I'm always wanting like colorful mattes from her. So I'm excited she delivered us a pastel palette, but I'm also nervous. And if you watch my channel for a while, you know pastels are really sketchy for me. So sometimes it goes really well, sometimes it's just like such a disaster, and I'm always like telling myself like, why do you keep buying pastel shadows? They hardly ever work on you. I think the trick though is for me to not do too many shades and try to do too many intricate things. So I'm just gonna try and keep this very simple. I just blended that shade into my crease, and I really like how that looks. I'm going to go into this shade Zest just to see if I can add a little bit of it on the outer corner. Ooh, that's pretty. I was really excited for that shade. If you guys know me, you know how much I love green. So I'm just kind of tucking that on the outer lid and a little bit in the crease as well. I feel like if you just want to use this palette, you're really gonna want to kind of try and do like monochromatic looks. At least that's how I plan on using it, is just to do very few shadows. And so that shade is cute. Okay, I don't hate it. So there's two really pretty green shades. There's this one called Mint Frost and then this one. And I can't decide which one I want to put on my lid. Ooh, that's pretty. Why did I decide to use a finger all of a sudden? I don't know. I just felt like I wanted to try it. And I think I'll just put the mint color on top. Oh, that's so pretty. Okay. I might still be able to make this work, like, just by keeping it simple. So I'm gonna go into that, like, more teal green shimmer shadow. Let's give it a little spritz. That's so pretty. Okay, and then I'm gonna add Mint Frost on top. So I'm gonna use my favorite LA Girl eyeliner. This is the shade Fresh. And then I'm taking a pencil brush and I'm gonna go into Brisk, which is the minty shadow, and we're gonna put that on the inner corner. And then I want to use Zest on the outer corner. I'm just trying to do like something a little bit more editorial. This is definitely not like what I usually do when it comes to eyeshadow looks, but I feel like when you're dealing with a palette like this, you can't really expect the ordinary. Kind of have to do something a little bit different. It's different. So I'm going to add a little bit of Limoncello, which is that yellow shade, in the inner corner, just to kind of try and amp things up because it looks like it's a metallic shadow. Okay, friends, kind of a different look for me. I'm going to probably do some wing liner for funsies and throw on a lip, do my hair, throw some mascara on, and I'll be right back to show you guys the completed look. Okay, friends, so here is the completed look. It was quick, it was easy. I only used like 3 or 4 shades. So really simple and really fun for spring in my opinion. On my lips, I'm wearing the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude in the shade Sammy, which is such a pretty brown nude. And then for my liquid liner, I've been loving the Hindash liquid liner. So that's what I use to do the liner. It's a little bit bold, but I thought it would be kind of fun to have that kind of contrasting black eyeliner. I don't usually wear a ton of black eyeliner. I used to do a cat eye pretty much every day like 2-3 years ago, but I'm kind of getting back into that because I kind of love it sometimes, and sometimes I'm like, eh. Anyway, that is kind of what's on my face. Everything else is what I usually wear on my face, and I will also link it for you guys down in the description box. Okay, so I love showing you guys comparisons just because I have quite a big eyeshadow palette collection. And so I did grab some palettes to compare this Natasha Denona palette to. Let's start off with probably one of the most famous affordable pastel palettes recently. This is the Lost in Los Angeles palette by BH Cosmetics. So I'm not going to do like swatches side by side or anything, but I will hold these up for you guys to see. So there is the BH palette with the Natasha palette. Of course, the BH palette does have a very good formula and some really beautiful metallics as well. I mean, the color stories, I mean, it's pastel, so I guess you could say it's similar, but I do see like differences in the colors if you really look at it. Next, we have the Glamlite Ice Cream palette, and I honestly thought this one would be a solid dupe for the Natasha Denona, especially because I like the Glamlite formula when it comes to eyeshadows. So these two are pretty comparable as well. And Glamlite usually always has a good sale. So if you're on a budget, maybe look at this one. Although just looking at them side by side, the Natasha Denona palette has much more lighter shades in it. Next, I grabbed the Nomad Cosmetics Tokyo palette. This is such a cute palette. It doesn't really have any blues. but that bottom row is all really pretty shimmer shades. So there's those two in case you had this palette already and you wanted to see if you could just dupe it out. I also have the Menagerie. This is their Pastel Pup palette. Definitely one that I would think is a very close likeness to the Natasha Denona. I also like that Menagerie included a black and a white shade, so you can lighten and deepen up the shades in that palette. And then the last one I have for you guys is the Pastel Dreams palette by Give Me Glow. This palette is massive. I can't remember off the top of my head how much the Pastel Dream palette is, but it's pretty pricey, so you will get more shades with the Natasha Denona for not that much of a price difference. And honestly, I wasn't a massive fan of the formula in this palette, so that's something to consider as well. So hopefully those comparisons were helpful. Now, as far as this palette goes, my big plan is to use it in conjunction with other Natasha Denona palettes. One I really want to pair it with is, of course, the Circle Loco palette. Now, this palette has a beautiful blue pastel shade and a kind of pink pastel shade. The rest of the shades are more jewel tones, but it does work really well with the rest of the shades in this palette. So I'm excited to pair these two together, which is one of the main reasons I bought this palette. I definitely see myself using this palette as a companion palette. I don't see myself using this too much on its own, but honestly, I'm happy I have it. I'm not mad that I paid full price for it. I'm excited for the shimmer shades because I know she said there are some beautiful toppers in here. So I definitely have to play with this some more before I can give you guys any final thoughts or anything like that. So I will definitely test it out more and I will talk about it in my March ranking video. I know the Sephora sale is coming up, so I will definitely have this ready and tested out by then, and I'll let you guys know if it's worth picking up on sale. As far as like, do I think you need to run out and get this? Absolutely not. I don't think you should run out and buy any palette, honestly, but it's a nice palette. I am not mad. I have it. I definitely am a Natasha Denona collector though, so that could be another reason why I didn't really hesitate, whereas usually when it comes to pastel launches, I'm a little bit apprehensive. So I will keep you guys posted as my thoughts develop. I'll definitely be ranking this as part of my monthly ranking series, so you'll be able to get my full review there. That is everything, guys. I wanted to make this video short and sweet. I'm gonna have a new video up tomorrow. It's gonna be a collab video, and it is a full face of influencer brands, so definitely make sure you are coming back to check that out tomorrow. I also did apply to be on the Sephora squad, so if you haven't left me a testimonial yet, please go ahead and do so. The link to do that is in the description box. That is everything from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in a new video tomorrow. Bye, guys!